Okay. Everybody good? Because I'm good. I think the fans should be good because, look, we didn't win against San Diego, but that was an exciting game. And I think we played pretty good against San Diego. We might not have played our best soccer in the first half, but that was an exciting game, too, against a really good team. Kudos to Bruce and his staff, but 3 points to us. But I do want to say one thing, because as a guy from Seattle and kind of my experiences back in my younger days with the World Cup and everything, watching some games in '94, and don't judge me by my age, what I would say is that the World Cup is now approaching rapidly. And I know the club made an announcement about, some festivities, some stuff down at the barge and the waterfront. I'm fired up about the World Cup coming to Seattle, us and the rain playing a big part in making sure that people really get a really good experience. Because that's what the World Cup is, what it should be. It should be bringing people from different nations, cultures, ideas together in the name of the sport. And so kudos to the guys at the front office that came up with a great idea to have people come down on the waterfront and enjoy the summer in Seattle and enjoy some really fantastic, hopefully, World Cup matches that rival the match we just played.
Great segue. All right, thanks for that, Coach. We'll start on this side, beginning with Maz. I think I saw you first, and go to Jeremiah.
Brian, I'll kind of stay on that. Do you think it gives the players a little bit more, not that they're not professional, but, they are the epicenter of what's happening. So do you think that has them kind of want to play a little bit more?
Well, I've been listening, to some of the players talk. They're excited about the World Cup, Maz, for sure. We're all fans. Look, they might look at it a little bit differently because they're still in their playing careers. But I know a lot of them have been talking about which games they can go and when do we have training and, stuff like that. So they're fired up. I mean, we all want to see good games. We all want to be together and have a good atmosphere and watch some good soccer. So I'm fired up about Seattle hosting for sure.
Do you think that relationship on the field?
You mean that translates onto the field? Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I mean, look, that's a super motivated group. Look, we've only lost one game this year. And that was a hard game. And San Diego was a hard game. And we dropped points in Kansas City, but we beat Vancouver twice and CCC, and the team's done exceptionally well. And you look, I'll go a little into the weeds here and tell you what I told the team in there. We didn't play well in the first half. We didn't. And Albert stepping up to take that penalty, it's not always easy. It's not always as automatic as you guys think, because it's kind of against the run of play, and or maybe it's with the play, but we just didn't have that final, and he's almost automatic. And then you look at Jesus, someone who's a motivated guy, and he scores a brilliant individual goal going from one 18-yard box to the other. And then you get Osaze, who's been doing the work. He stayed after because, look, he's been out of the team. But he stays after. He works with Freddie. Tommy's getting him with the goalkeepers and everything. And he makes the most of his opportunity. So I don't have to motivate those guys with World Cup games or whatever. That's a motivated group right there to win games for the Seattle Sounders.
All right, Jeremiah.
So your crack communications team will have to double check me on this, but I'm pretty sure that's the first time you guys have swept the Earthquakes in a season series ever.
Well, we won the Heritage Cup.
You won the Heritage Cup, but and to do it against a team that was coming into this game leading the Supporter Shield race. What does it just say about this team, and what did you that you had to sort of grind it out as
Our
well?
home form has been impeccable. And I hate bringing that up because, again, I'm waiting for the shoe to drop. But to go down there and do what we did, starting Peter Kingston and Nicola in midfield and Tino Lopez debut, the save off the line. They had like 85 shots and, 16 corners and whatever they had. To beat a Supporter Shield winning team, coached by Bruce and Dave and his staff, that's an accomplishment for sure.
Jada.
Congratulations on the win, Brian. I have a two-parter with the barge and the party that the Rain and Sounders are planning. Are you going to push at all to have like reasonable ticket prices or anything like that to make sure that regular fans can be a part of that?
Okay, so I don't know anything about that, Jada. I know that I'm gonna try and go down there. If it costs me money or I get in free, I don't know. I can ask Craig and Adrian, I don't know. I get it that I know where you're going with that. I get it that FIFA and the whole storyline about the pricing and pricing the everyday people out of the World Cup. I get where you're going. I'm not gonna take the bait with our particular thing. I'm sure our people have thought about it in a respectful way to all of our fans because we care. We don't just do things without taking into consideration the impact that it has on our fans. And so some people might think it's expensive, or some people might say, hey, this is great. I don't know where I sit in all that because I don't know all the details. But I do know that it's a good idea to bring people together for the World Cup. That much I know.
And then as far as the game goes, is the play by Osaze, does that kind of erase some of the struggles that y'all had, before you were only able to get the draws, but this time you're actually able to pull out the win with some of the errors that happened. So does that kind of erase things?
Well, it doesn't erase things because I'm still kind of irritated about the second goal. Okay, the first goal, Kalani, okay, Christian the other day, I get all that. I can't really, those things happen. They shouldn't happen, but, nobody's perfect. But what Osaze's goal erased was when we scored the second goal and we went up 2-1, that's when I want the team to really start to dictate tempo, to stay on the front foot, to gain some momentum, to score the third goal before we concede another. And that's the message I'm going to send to them after I settle down a little bit and watch the film.
We'll go to Callahan next. Just as a quick point of clarity, Jada, we've got those details for you, on the Pier 62 Waterfront Park activation and its open access to the public versus the barge, so we can background all that with you later if you're looking for more details there, like Brian was saying. For the first part of your question. Yeah, I know. Yeah, but they're connected to each other. So we'll talk after. Callahan, over to you next.
So Jesus going all the way, basically, as you said, 118 yard, but another. What does that say about his shot-taking confidence for him to just decide to do it on his own? And what are you looking to see from him going forward as far as that confidence?
Well, we had talked about challenged, said a lot of different things about Jesus being a little bit more goal dangerous. He's our leading assist getter, but can he be a little bit more goal dangerous? Well, there you go. There's the proof.
All right, before we continue in the room, we'll take one off of Zoom. George, go ahead, please, with your question.
Coach, as the break starts to come into your sites, are you going to treat it as a complete break, or are you just going to base the team on the players that have been played? And speaking of the World Cup, I suppose you're supporting the USA and probably Germany, some special affinity for Belgium since they are training here. Are there any other teams that you support or that you have some special interest on?
I'll answer that one. The USA, I'm interested and hopeful that the USA has a good tournament. And then as far as a break, I'm not clear on your entire question, but I know the players have a mandatory break that's negotiated by the union, and we are looking forward to ending this first part of the year with a good performance against the Galaxy and then a final good performance against LAFC.
All right, over to Noah.
Coach, you talked a little bit about Kalani on that first goal there. What does it take for a player to kind of have that maybe goldfish mentality and press on and keep playing after conceding an early goal like that?
Well, he's a tough kid mentally. You saw he almost scored. He made some plays. Christian, same thing. I mean, players are going to make mistakes, and veteran guys usually have better, smoother highs and lows. I wouldn't call Kalani a veteran guy, but he certainly has a lot of experience by now. You know, maybe he's a little older because of his college experience and all that, and that helps. I mean, he was in some pretty tough games with the UW. But, you know, he's got a strong mentality, strong character, and he was able to bounce back.
Coach, it's been a big season for San Jose. They're top 3 in the table right now. You get 2 results after them. Obviously, it means a lot to be the only team to beat them 2 times. What does that say about the mentality of this team playing anyone on any given day?
Well, again, the home and away series against Supporter Shield leaders, I guess Vancouver's ahead of them now. Certainly it's a good, I don't want to downplay this, but I don't want to also magnify it into something that it isn't, because there's a lot more games to play. So we'll take this, we'll enjoy the moment, trust me. We're enjoying the moment, the coaches are back there, and the players, they'll enjoy the moment, but we still have a long ways to go.
Okay.
Vamos a ver. En inglés?
In English,
Okay.
the team had a great campaign playing away. However, they are not doing well when playing at home. What is the reason for this?
You're talking about us, or who? San Jose?
No,
For us.
Yeah.
So we are playing not good at home?
I think you mean we are. Él dice, los Sounders en ese momento, muy bien en casa, ¿cierto? Para tu pregunta.
no, es muy bien fuera. En casa, no muy bien.
Well, I disagree with that because we haven't lost since we played against Paris Saint-Germain, so I might disagree there. If that's, I understand your English. Lo siento. Mi español es muy malo.
I don't think so. It's
Yeah.
good.
Okay, ¿está bien?
Está bien.
Okay, gracias. Felipe, we'll take one more off Zoom. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Alex.
Felipe, go ahead, please.
Sorry. My question to you, Coach Brian, it's the Heritage Cup or trophy. I mean, what is the meaning remembering, you know, this one of the oldest rivalry back to the 1974? What is the meaning of that trophy at this moment in time?
So you said it right. It's NASL Originals 1974. The trophy actually came to be when we joined MLS, so 2009. And look, we have the Cascadia Cup, we have the Heritage Cup, then we have the Open Cup, then we have the Supporter Shield, then we have CCC, then we have all the playoffs, the Shield. We have a lot of trophies, Felipe, and with every competition, it's always important for us. And I think that mentality is what I tried to convey to the players, because a lot of them, you know, don't think, or maybe, okay, it's a Heritage Cups, but that's for our fans. So the fans from San Jose and the fans from the Seattle Sounders brought this, and so I'm going to take it seriously, which means the players are going to take it seriously. So we're proud that we could, again, beat a very, very good San Jose team, and the trophy is actually in the locker room, Felipe. The players have it in the locker room.
Jada, go ahead, last one.
Thanks. Brian, I have a little hat tip to Jeremiah on this one, but you haven't gotten a goal from your starting striker, like when you put them on the field to start. Is there something that you can, do, I guess, in a sense? I know you've been talking a little bit about wanting one of them to kind of take control of that spot. Is there anything more that you can do to get something
That's
out of
an
it?
interesting catch. Okay, I don't have an answer for that, Jada. I don't know. I would sure love to have the guy that I started at the number 9 position score. That's for sure. But look, look, I think Paul is still the leader with 6 or, whatever, and Albert's creeping up there with 5, and then Osaze is going to get 8, and Jordan's going to get 8, and Jesus is going to get 7, and Jackson's going to get 3, and then you get Christian with his already 2 plus 1 more. I mean, then pretty soon, by committee, we will have as many goals as last year when we were, scoring a lot of goals. And I don't really care if it's Masoski again at 18, as long as everyone pitches in and we can build those goal-scoring numbers in a consistent fashion.
Thanks all. We'll leave it there.
Thanks, everybody.